ain't gonna come up because I ain't looking too righteous today. See, the baby, he is better, so I can kind of somewhat do something. But if she comes in at any point and I feel that I got to shut it down and do a part two, that is totally fine. So today, what I'm gonna talk about is the trend, the thing with the trend in Orisha practices and the attack on African spirituality, whether people want to call themselves that, whatever, innit? So, hi, tinfoil media, cup of tone. So basically, for I don't know how long, there's been a lot of trends coming. A lot of trends come and go, come and go. You know, people jump on trends, and then somewhat the trend will go, and then they change what they're saying, doing, whatever, completely forget themselves, completely change. A good example of this is, okay, I use Rasta as a good example. All right, there are true Rastas, true ones, and they are the ones who follow trends of Rastas. So they will grow their hair, they will eat say their term idol and eat the idol food, they will smoke the weed. But then later on, because it's much deeper than what they participated, because Rasta has many depths of it, right? So there's many houses, right? Or tribes, however you want to put it. Many houses, many tribes. I.e., 12 tribes, Nyabingi, and I can't remember the other one, right? So a lot of people have cut their locks off. Okay, some do it because of medical reasons. Understandably, medical reasons is different. Like if you got cancer and you're going to chemo, your hair gets cut. Some people just okay, right. Some people just say, okay, I just want to cut my hair. Like I just want to change. I've had enough. And they go through that change, right? So they're on realizing how deep the Rasta far rightism is. They tend to wanna not want to deal with the deepness of the lifestyle. Now, with EFA, I can say it's about the same because it is a lifestyle in a kind of a way. The only difference is that they eat meat, they're not vegetarian because of the Orishas, they they are not the Orishas themselves, the gods that they worship themselves are not vegetarians. So when they're throwing the cowrie shells and they're doing divinations or whatever, because they go by what the divination is and what the Orisha wants, even though they call it demon worship, which I beg to differ because it's like you're trying to find yourself in a place where you are happy. So some people will ideally go to the Ifa, the Nigerian one, the Ifa, the Lukumi, Santeria, as they call it, or the Ifa Benin, the Ifa, because Ifa is everywhere. Ifa comes in all different strains, all different things. Like I said, like it's all in different houses. So some people accidentally fall into the Ifa or the Orisha tradition. Some people don't go through the whole thing; they just become a devotee. They stay to that level. Some people wants to be more than a devotee. They go, and they learn more, and then they go to Africa. They get initiated, come back, they become a priest, a priestess, an Enya, something else. Now, the reason why I pulled up Paris Jackson's picture with the Exili Frida upon her arm, because some people with which is this which she what's really what she has on her arm is really a VV. So when people see symbols and stuff like that, they just think, okay, I just tattoo stuff on me. Like you can tattoo like an Ogun symbol VV upon you, and then it might do something else. But anyway, I'm straining from the point. Right, so I'm just after explaining all of that in a nutshell, setting the foundation here, because people jump on things, and I believe it's through bloodline. Sometimes in your ancestry line, people, you is it high? Sometimes in your ancestry line, people have been worshipping certain deities in the past. So what happens is it comes back, you make a 360 degrees, make its way back to the family somehow. Okay, this could be through sight, see, or whatever, which is what some people tend not to know. They just seem to want to just jump on a bandwagon. So basically, right, numerous people have gone over to Africa and really gone through the initiation, pay the money, pay the babalawas, pay the village where they at, because it's a whole big thing. It's not a little thing. They stay there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. All right. Oh yeah, not forgetting got mummy water. Okay. So people go and they do this, and then um some people continue being the Yenya, the priest, the priestess, or the Orisha, whatever they got, or whatever they become. And some devotees will just stay where they're at. I think I'm at devotees level. I think that's where I'm at. Right. So therefore, this is also where you are tested and tried by the thing that you are dealt with. Though people want to fling stone at up at the practice, the liberty, because it's a whole liberty. They literally have to go to their shrine every day. They literally have to throw cowrie shells every day. They have to do spiritual washes every day. And people take things on board and think, okay, I can do this. And then when they see at the other end it's hard, I've really got to live up to it. Some of them don't continue. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's a trend as well, because everybody and their mama think that how they are Oshun. Now I'm sure Oshun love that everybody wants to know that she had many children, right? But at the end of the day, right, when people are using her and saying, oh yeah, I've got to cleanse, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, right? You have to go to the people to go and ask, does this deity want me to do this? Does this deity want me to do that? What's the matter? Okay, don't worry, I'm coming. Yeah. So so numbers of people were dressed in the yellow. I mean, sometimes you can dress in yellow because you like yellow. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean that how you are an Oshun, a daughter of Oshun, because women can also be daughters of Ish, um, Eshu, Ogun, who are male deities, Arula. I think Arumala falls under that, right? So you there jumping on certain things, you cannot be part of the mummy water unless you go through the initial um what you call it initiation. I already played Philly Bruja explaining about the misconceptions of African African spirituality. What's the matter? Hi there. Hi. So basically, what? Sorry, I mean, I had to go see after the daughter. I mean, I have to cut that bit out. That was a long pause, wasn't it? So people are basically using these trends of these Orisha practices. Okay, fair enough, right? Some people. Oh no, I didn't. Ah, is it Sherry? Is it Sherry? Sherry. Why, Sherry? Your name's upside down. Sherry. Is it Sherry from Bigo? Um. Yeah. Basically, right. These Orisha practices are very quite deeply rooted. Obviously, it's an oral practice. From what I look, just from being. Oh, hiya, Sherry. From being around a Babalawo myself. I was round one. I'm still part of him. It's just that I don't go to him a lot. That's it. I just don't bother him for nothing, really. I am part of the look of me, but I'm devotee level, which means that how when there's a tambo, you go to the tambo, right? The only thing you can't do is be around the Enyas being the priest, the priestesses, when they're doing certain rituals. You can't be like when he's doing readings and it's just the priest and priestess that he calls up or down or wherever his shrines are. You can't be part of it unless you're initiated and they told you who the Ori is. The Ori being what's on your head. Because the Ori, sometimes you get one Ori, sometimes you get two Ori. It all depends on what's going on with you. Now, as much as people don't believe in a whole lot of stuff. Now, through research, because there's loads of books on EFA practices, there's loads of books. Now, some people don't even do the researches. They just assume, okay, I'm or should. Okay, fair enough. Okay, you might be a very, what's it, beautiful woman. Um, love looking at herself, fixing her hair. But most women's like that anyway. Anyway, most women do have Oshun in them. Okay, so I'm not saying it's not possible. Some women have Eshu because they're tricky. Some women have Ogun because they like to battle. They like to war. Some women might have Shango because they just illuminate. They like, a bit one a bit to the other. But Oshun has two strains to her. She literally have an older side to her, which everybody fails to look into. Okay, so me and others who has spoken, I know for one, I can always tell when things are not when the peoples are not happy, right? Because they ain't gonna come. No, sometimes they come in your dreams. Sometimes they come to you. Sometimes they, you just know because you get angry when you hear of cleansings and stuff going on, and you don't even know why you're angry. It's like you're angry for them, right? So the first or second lockdown, there was a cleansing thing going on. Fair enough, she's trying to cleanse the earth, but my thing with that is, okay, it wasn't like a worldwide thing. I have learned through many Orisha folks that even though I am connected to Orisha, my life connection is actually with. Oh, you're Crossroads, Papa Legba. I like him as well, right? So I was actually gonna try put up a Voodoo Azuli, I think, video, right, to show, because even in the Voodoo in Haiti, right, they take that shit real serious. They will test your clock. They will test you. If you wear any chain, necklace, symbol, something, Ifa people are not easy. They are not easy at all. They will test you. I was told this by a Nigerian guy. He said to me, when you wear certain things and certain necklaces and certain stuff, he said, right, he said the Ifa will test you. He said the people from the Ifa system, they will test you. If they don't test you, they will fling something after you. Okay? Right? And as much as people's like, oh, it's juju. Yeah, well, hello, who's that? are you standing like that? Right? They will test you. And on top of that, right, is a very deeply devoted something, is a deep something because, right, though people say they are demigods, which could be possible, I am not saying it's not possible, but at the same time, these people in Nigeria, Cuba live this lifestyle on a day-to-day basis. Meaning that how, right? Because even Lukumi had a battle before. The Lukumi uh, ones who used to do the Lukumi, they were seen as bad. So it's similar to Rastafarianism, I can say, where the Rastas were seen as the black heart men. They literally had to go through a whole heap of things before that religion was left, because of Fidel Castro used to be part of the religion. Okay, so that's why the look of me is very much established. So when people's putting up certain priests and trying to use them as examples against certain people, you need to research and check out to make sure, are they part of the Bruja, which is the Latin American ones, or are they a look at me? You would always tell a look at me priest look a certain way. Okay, they're very distinctive. A Babalawo, you would know from Nigeria, he looks very distinctive. Okay, but some people just goes with the flow, jump on any boat, and then later on, now when the priest flings something on them, then obviously they have to go to another priest to remove it, right? So, like, it's not a trend, it's a very serious thing, very, very, very serious, and very, and when I mean serious, when I mean serious, when I mean serious, it's very serious, okay? But anyway, we're gonna, I think I've got Paris, oh, Paris, oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to explain. Exuli. Because that deity that Paris has on her body, does she even know about Azuli? Like, why would you tattoo something on you? You don't even come from them peoples, but you have it tattooed on your body. Okay, I'm gonna find her one where she said that, I think where she tattooed she body was her arm. Where is it? Oh, that's not it. Right. So she's gone and done this. Right. Let me show her picture. Because that's to show you everybody's going by trends. It was trending, I'm putting it on my body. Okay. Where is it? Now this is Exuli that she has on her tattooed on her arm. Oh, this is Exuli. Okay. And Exuli, let's see who she is. Right, Exuli Frida is a family of Loa that are often associated with water, fluid, flu, feminine, the feminine body. They are one of they are one of the only group of spirits directly tied to these characteristics, and those who become possessed through spirit possession often are women, feminine, or queer men. And does it say the origin? So she's part of a lower. But I'm still saying you don't need to tattoo it. You don't need to do it. So, right? Even the Haitians don't outwardly show what they're dealing with, okay? Because they know that there is stigma with these things, right? But everybody else just tattoos it on their body, like not care in the world, right? I'm gonna try show an Azuli thing before I talk about the attacks on the spirituality, because there is a massive attack going on as well. So let me go. So that was a woman being possessed by the spirit of Azuli Frida. Now, Azuli Frida, now like so, I talk about her femininity and all that. Yet she also has a darker side. She is seen as jealous, spoiled, and within some voodoo circles is considered to be lazy. During ritual possession, she may enter the body of either a man or a woman. So she can be very jealous, right? You don't know, these spirits get jealous of each other. You can have them on the same altar together. They get jealous of each other. They work, right. It would work against you, right? Right. They literally can work against you. So You need to get, like I keep saying, a one who is recommended Babalawo. Do not follow trends. If you are not part of that spiritual circle, yes, you can work outside of certain stuff. You can, okay, right? You can, because it's the same in Trinidad, right? Some people, when they're in spiritual houses and stuff like that, they work outwardly. They can work with Kali, they can work with Lechmi, they can work with a variety of spirits. That's what happens in Trinidad as well. But they know who they are. They know the depths of who they are, what they do, what they're about, and all that stuff. They don't just work willy nilly with anybody or whatever, right? And like I said, the spirits always let themselves be known, okay? They never ever, right? They never ever like not let themselves be known to you. In some form or fashion, you would know that it's a spirit that is connected to you in some way. You would know. Though Divine Prince says that how you don't necessarily dream about them, but sometimes they come in dreams. Okay? But it doesn't necessarily mean that you are a daughter of Oshun because she turned up in your dream. Sometimes you could be Yemaya. Sometimes you can be, what's the next one? Oya. You don't know. You don't know. You need, sometimes you have to get readings. Yes, readings cost a lot of money, but you have to know that if you are prepared to go through everything from devotee to a priestess to a Orisha, you have to know what you are dealing with, how to look after them, right? Right. In Lukumi, particularly, which I can say, in Lukumi, they have rooms dedicated to the, what's the matter? Oh.
Just drink all of them.
Okay, go and sit down now. Right, go on then. Go on then.
Mommy, you can keep it.
Okay, you can go now. Thank you. Yeah, so in Lukumi, they dedicate rooms like to the shrines. The shrines are massive. If you look on Havana, I think it's Club or one of them, I can't remember the YouTube, you'll see that they dedicate whole rooms to this. They don't just have little small altars, little small shrines. They have whole rooms, right? And even over here, I have seen it with my own eyes in UK. They have whole rooms dedicated to the Orishas, right? Like I said, the Babalawo that I came into contact with, he had all his jars, all of them, all in one room. His batter drums hang up, right? He has his divination tools in the room, and that whole room is dedicated to him, to the Orishas, right? On apart from that, when you enter the house, you would know straight away what he's dealing with because you'll see the issue at the door, right? His daughter also has an issue. The issue is always at the door, right? But sometimes the issue doesn't like to be seen sometimes. So the issue will play up. Kamar one did, right? So sometimes he doesn't want to be seen. So you have to hide him and put him in a certain way so people don't see him. Okay? So not only that, right, even when it comes to certain ones, a Chosi, sometimes like certain things, you have to know what to give the Chosi, you have to know what to give the Agun. When you're giving the warriors, because they give you the warriors, 3 of them, right? You have to know how to entertain them, right? Right? And when things don't go right, they will test you. Like I said, the Orishas, they test. Eshu tests you on a different level. It goes through all your life. Sometimes you have to know why they are testing you, why they are doing certain things. Are they not happy with certain things? Right? So the Babalawo, he has to come, and if he's a good one, he will come and he'll tell you what, and why, and whatever, and what is the case, and how to deal with. But it doesn't mean to say you have to go to him every day, okay, or every month. Okay, he's not there for you to be going there every month. And like I said, really Bruja, which I'll probably have to end up playing her misconception of Orishas again, because that's the only way people are going to understand how deep this is. You can't play with them. They're not to be played with. Now, when Willie Baruha used to talk about these baby witches and baby this and baby that, I used to be like, raw, she's deep, But it's true. You cannot be playing with them like that. Right? They will turn your life upside down. Right? Whether it's the woman, the male, the female, gods, they will turn your life upside down. They'll make your life hell. Okay? So you have to know what you're doing, okay? Because it's not just for like a couple months. You're playing, you're help, you're not really playing with them, but that you are dealing with them, okay? It's not for, it's like a lifetime, and you have to be comfortable with them, okay? Because they will scare away those who's not for you. They will get rid of them, literally, okay? So, and I know for a fact because this has happened to me. They get rid of who is not for you. They will move them on. Okay. And another Baba said the same thing. If it's not for you, the Achosi will move them on. So, with all that said, I find I'm going on. Okay. So, I know I've got to redo the misconception of Orisha with Philly Bruja again, which I will do. I'm going to bring it up forward so people can hear for themselves because she is a Baruha. And a Baruha, you don't mess with them. You don't. Anybody who's messing with a Baruha, you better know what you're doing. Because they are very much root people. They know what they're about and they don't play. Okay? So now the attacks. Oh yes. There's another thing, but I forgot. The attacks on the lifestyle itself. Now, one friend sent me this. Hold on, let me find it. Let me turn off the mic because you can. So this is the thing what I got sent the other day. Let's see, I can find. I can project it. Now, this lady, I thought, yeah, after the Travis Scott thing, I thought, yes, she's on to something. She really is. Fair enough, right? She's Christian and all that, right? So my friend also sent me a YouTube, but I don't know if I can project it on this right now. But anyway, let me just show you something. Yeah? This lady, Sister Carrie Ann, message on her, I don't know if it's a Facebook. Oh, I don't know whether it's a Facebook. I think it's a Facebook. And she is saying, weeping and wailing national teeth is coming to a generation of vipers who refuse to take heed to the Most High ways and laws, instructions. Instead, these generations of vipers have indulged themselves into wicked, demonic, full-blown ancestral worship under the umbrella of satanic Africa spirituality, which is basically the worship of demons, dirty deities. Repent from these practices. If you will if you will be destroyed. This is the same practice that got the ancient Hebrew Israelites in trouble with the high Elah God. If you know anyone that is practicing ancestral and satanic African spirituality, you must pass the message on so that the blood is off your hands. If they reject the message, you have done your part. So, okay, we're not talking about her YouTube. right? So what? So to me, right? I mean, I've been seeing a lot of stuff. All right. So there was this BBC where they were saying that how they're trying to reclaim the ancestral practices as well. Okay. Because I really truly believe that how some of us need to revert back to that. Some of us come from that yoke. Okay. Some of us probably was around the hoodoo, voodoo, and stuff like that from young, okay, already, right? It's just that we haven't realized what it is. So when there's people like this that is trying to cause a problem to people, it's bad enough in Africa on a day-to-day basis, right? Because someone is called a witch, they either be put round, they burn them, or more something more sinister. Okay. Now Christianity, okay, I've come from Christianity when I was younger myself, but I'm not going to say to a person who is a Muslim, no, you mustn't be a Muslim, right? It's not for me to say. Some people are brought up a certain way. Some people are seeking themselves. Some people are seeking as far as becoming going into ancestral worship. There's nothing wrong with ancestral worship because you're worshipping those who came before you. Now, some of us have very strong ancestors as well, right? Which we have to dedicate our time to looking after the ancestors on our ancestral table. Now, what she is saying, which I have seen happen before, because this has happened before in the past, where a Christian lady in Nigeria made a film about children being witches, and they went after the children. Hold on a minute. Yeah, sorry, the door. Everybody's going today. All right. So what they did, right? They was doing a whole set of wickedness to these children. They was calling them the witch children. This is around about the 90s, mid 90s, maybe going into 2000. They hurt these children so badly because of one film saying that children are witches. So just say, i.e., if the family wasn't making money or was somehow how had poverty or something, they'll put the blame onto the child. So the child will be termed as a witch. Now this went on for a long time. It took a man from, I think he's from here or America. I can't remember which part. It's a white man, obviously, from here or somewhere. He had literally had to go and save those children because the wickedness they were doing to the children was so severe and sinister, right? Due to a film in Nigeria at the time, right? So the people was there blaming these children, blaming them. Right. For one example, one child got a nail drived in his head. One child got some next thing I can't remember. Right, it was so much things that was going on. I'm hoping that his place, the thing is still running because the children literally needed a sanctuary to run away from their family, the village, and all sorts of things. That's why when people's making fun of Africa and talking certain ways about Africa, Africa has some good family values and some bad stuff that goes on in it too, right? So basically, when people is attacking something, i.e. the new ageism, right? There's lots of women that is leaving the church right now, the church or whatever, and becoming part of the African spirituality. Women and men alike are going out now, learning about African spirituality, looking into themselves, learning about themselves, because that's part of becoming. It's like I can use the indigenous crew Aboriginals for a good example. When you find out something about yourself, right, you really dedicate that time to be part of that you are. You live it. You live it to the fullness. Okay, so so basically, when I see stuff like this, and I've seen other things where people have miseducation of certain stuff, i.e., tarot cards is another thing, right? Loads of people are naturally drawn to tarot cards, are naturally drawn to certain new age things. Some people go as far and as learning to chart the the astrological natal charts, right? Some people go as far that they learn it so well, they can tell you more about yourself than you reading something on a magazine, newspaper about who you are as a person, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that how right you live through your astrology sign at the same time, neither, even though you know you are that. Okay. So there was another one, I think, where a guy was talking about Travis Scott. Then he started talking about the Santeria practice and because he left and why he left. But he was really demonizing it. Okay. Mind you, there is people who live this lifestyle on a day-to-day basis. Okay. Right. They do this. They do the animal sacrifices and all that stuff. Okay. So to me, I feel if you don't understand something, right, you need to talk to someone who's part of that lineage or part of that thing, what they do, before you start casting stones. It's the same thing I can say about Christianity. Christianity has a lot of abuse and stuff going on in the churches and stuff like that. Okay, there's a lot of abuses going on. There's video footage of a pastor walking on people's backs, sitting on people's heads, farting on passing wind on people's heads, all sorts of things. So I can say, right, Christianity is demonized too, because like, you cannot fling stone at Santeria or African spirituality without them flinging back stone to you. And it's quite interesting because none of the Santeria or Babalawas have come out and said, no, don't be a Christian, because some of them are under the disguise of Christianity anyway. Okay? Even in Cuba, all right? Some of the gods are represented by Christian icons because they had to hide who they was at the time. They could not say, okay, all right, I'm doing a good. They had to literally go sit in the church and do what they're doing. Marie Laveau used to go to the church and she used to do her rituals in the church. Right? And the church, the Bible itself is a spell book. Okay? The Psalms can be used in many ways, many forms. Okay? Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find the one with Philly Baruha, if I can find it. I'll let Philly Baruha explain it because I feel like I'm not making sense right now. My feet is bunning. Miss Cole. Hmm. It's fine when you can't find your own stuff, eh? Let me see if I could find her. It was done so long ago. I see. I might even have to come back on that one. Hopefully, I'll find it. Oh. Oh, can't find it. It'd be too long for me to find it right now. I have to come back with that one and just play it for people to hear because she talks about all what she went through being a bruja, right? And I'm sure a bruja is not as easy as the look of me and the other side of things, okay? But there is a great attack going on. I don't know what is going on. If you do not understand something, like I said, you go to the root or the source and you go and you find out from them because, right, they will explain you what you need to know because they've been in the life for long, right? And oh, there it is. I found it.
Would you be offended? No. Nigga. Shut down some come away for us. Oh, come away for us. Shut down some protect us, secure us, secure us, Baba. Open all these ways, all ways for prosperity to come down. Do you know we deserve this? I picked that because today is Tuesday. This is the day of Ogun, who I honor as well. I'm not here for the games today, you guys. I'm going to make this quick, okay? There's some things that I have seen across the social media and the internet and things of that nature, okay? One thing I want to address, that head wrap that we wear, that is not a mammy's wrap, okay? I can't speak for anybody else and what anyone else is doing. That is worn to protect our ori, okay, which is our head, spiritually, mentally, and physically. What we don't do is allow people to touch our heads and hair just all willy nilly. That's not happening. Let me ask you a question to my Muslim brothers and sisters. If someone called your Habib or your Kimar a mammy's wrap, would you be offended? I'm sure you would be. I'm sure you would be definitely offended by that. I don't even think that that's something someone will say to you out in the public or things of that nature. When this is worn, our head wraps and things of that nature, because it's called different things across the board, that is for our spiritual protection, um, for physical protection and spiritual and mental protection, especially if you're doing divinations and things of that nature. Peace, Brown Eye. Peace, Melanated High Priestess. Hey, bro, what's good? My husband, all y'all. Hey, I can't see everybody, but hey, welcome. Today, if you can tell, I'm trying not to use no profanity, but really quick, I'm not with the shits. So please, if any trolls in here, just block them. I'm honored that I'm trollable now at this point, but not today. Okay? It is not called a fucking, excuse me, it is not a mammy's wrap. It is worn for a specific reason, especially if you're out in a crowd or you're doing divinations and things of that nature. Also, let me make it clear, 100% clear. Tarot cards have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with African traditional religion. Is it used as a tool? Yes, but so is shells and so is other things, egg yolks, all kinds of things across the board. That has nothing to do with Ifa, which is African traditional religions, okay? That is not, they have nothing to do with each other. As I've said in many other videos, anyone can be a tarot reader. That's no shade, no tea, but you just learn the cards, and some people are damn good at it. Some people are damn good at astrology. Some people, that's their calling. Like, I have a goddaughter. She can read the moon and the stars like nobody business. She can do your birth chart. She can do all of that. When she's talking to me, she might as well be talking Mandarin because I don't understand half of that shit, okay? That wasn't my calling. You got me? Give me a second. Y'all hear that in the background? It never fails.
Energy, don't you fuck with my 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 energy, don't you.
Also, let me make it clear. When it comes to African traditional religions, excuse me, when it comes to African traditional religions, you guys, hey Betty, what's good? It has nothing to do with the devil because the majority of us do believe in one. And also, let me hip you to some of this, okay? For some of you Masons out there, I have 3 of them. My father, my brother, my uncle, and a cousin are Masons, high-ranking Masons. Did you know that it has roots in Palo Mayombe? Did you know that? You should do your research on that as well. When people are so quick to condemn African traditional religions. Seriously, did you know that? Possibly not. But, I'll digress. 1 second.
Energy, don't you fuck with my energy, don't you fuck with my energy, don't you fuck.
Okay? Like my father, like my brother, like my cousins, it has deep-rooted connections in Palo Mayombe. It does. So mote it be. You go ahead and do the homework for that because I'm not going to do that for you. Hold on a second.
Energy, don't you fuck with my 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 energy, don't you.
And I want to just say and reiterate because I didn't know I was on mute that whole time. Would you ask a Muslim person why they cover their hair? Don't you think that would be disrespectful and disingenuous? We cover our hair because it is your head, your most important part, spiritually, mentally, and physically, especially when you're doing divination. Again, I did say this in the beginning, but I don't know who heard me because I might have been on mute because I'm not even looking at the comments. I should be. Hold on, let me pull the comments up. It has nothing tarot in Ifa and Reglet, Ochim, Reglet, Santeria, 21 Division, Voodoo, Vodun, and even yes, Hoodoo. It has nothing to do with tarot cards. Nothing. We do divination, yes. Some do use tarot cards, yes. It helps to paint a better picture, but some also use shells. Some also use egg shells. Some use egg whites. I mean, there's a number of different ways you can do divination. And I will highly suggest to those who do it to cover your head. Protect yourself. Protect yourself when you're doing things of that nature, okay? Who is what? Hold on, Bambi. Oh, it stopped at the news broadcast. Okay. I'm just scrolling back up because I didn't even realize that I didn't have the comments on or anything like that. But it just got me upset a little bit. Annoyed. Annoyed is a better better word for it when I was seeing just so many ignorant things being said across the airways, and I just wanted to clear, some of that up. I mean, another one. Okay, here's another one: the voodoo dolls. Okay, voodoo dolls are universally associated with voodoo, but the most known concept of voodoo doll, a doll is made in the likeness of an intended victim, and then you stick little pins and pictures and all that other stuff like that. That's Hollywood stuff, okay? That is all the Hollywood stuff. That's not traditionally what that's used for. The real origin of a voodoo doll, the puppet, or whatever the case may be, is usually used on your altars and things of that nature for yourself, or it represents your or reaches or your lowals, depending on which variation of African traditional religions that that you honor. Am I making sense? Yes, and also you can use. I think I said it. The chicken bones. Um, there's a lot of different ways you can do divination. It's not just with tarot cards. And like I said earlier, again, I'm just repeating myself because I don't know if I was on mute or not. Um, just because you're a tarot reader does not mean that you are initiated or inducted or even um, involved in African traditional religion. Anyone can become a tarot reader if you study the cards. Some people hit by head. Some people have a gift of that. Okay, that's a talent to be able to read those cards. You know what I'm saying, and help others in their situations. That is a gift. I'm not trying to negate that, but that does not mean that that person has any affiliation with African traditional religions. Like I said, one of my own godchildren is really good at tarot. She's really good. Well, Hudson, they're loving the Hollywood version of voodoo dolls, okay? Um, but like I said, one of my godchilds, that's her shit. Astrology is her thing. She can look up to the stars and the moons and the signs, and she can read all of that. She does your birth chart, and when she's doing all of these things, I mean, she has to talk to me, like I said, as if she's. To me, it's like she's speaking Mandarin. You have to talk to me like a toddler. Break it down for me, okay? Because I don't understand all the moon stars. What I know is from experience. I know that if I did XYZ, this ritual or this manifestation during this particular phase of the moon, it works stronger or it works, faster or things of that nature. But I don't know the science behind it. Where's my godchild? Is she in here? I don't know. Probably. No, I don't see her in here. But she knows science behind, the stars, the moons, and the suns, and I don't get into all of that. I respect it, but that that doesn't mean that one goes with the other. Am I making myself clear? So when I hear people say things like, "Oh, it's that voodoo stuff again. It's the devil." No, it is not. If you can get your ass, I'm trying not to curse. If you can get your butt up on here and say some stuff and then finish it with "so mote it be," you need to understand the origin of where the whole Mason thing came from. I'm not going to do your homework for you. You can do it for yourself when it comes to that. But you'll be very, very, very surprised. Very surprised. 1 second, y'all. I need a commercial break. Just give me a second. Just a real quick commercial break.
See, even Baruha said the same thing I just said. And it's straight. And I even forgot about in the video. There is nothing wrong with dealing with the cards. That's how people start. There's nothing wrong with getting the evil eye from the Greek thing. Okay? There is something called the evil eye. There's even somebody who had to hang up about people buying evil eyes and all this stuff. I'm thinking to myself, every person starts out with something. I started out, I think it was the Unks. I was into a lot of Egyptian stuff. I had a whole Auto Ma'at. Okay, didn't take a picture of that one, I don't even think. But I had a whole altar to my at. I was doing Shoda Ariwa. With Shoda Ariwa books, you have a whole altar dedicated to a deity. Okay? These altars are all focus points, right? That's how you always start. Then you evolve, right? You keep evolving. Like I said, I was a Rasta. I was Nation of Islam. Okay? I hit on ether by accident, literally, because the people I knew was dealing with ether. They was going to houses and doing shrine nights and stuff like that. So you can literally hit onto this by accident. Listen, ancestors will take you to places where you need to be. They won't put you in situations where you're not supposed to be. And if you're in a situation where you're not supposed to be, there's always someone to put the thing right. Okay? So at the end of the day, right, I feel, oh, sorry, I'm shouting now. Let me lower it down. At the end of the day, I really feel to myself, right, there is a lot of misconceptions out there. But let me tell you something, right? I was around the look of me before my daughter was born for a while, right? And to be honest, if it weren't for the look of me, I probably would not be here because the divination said I should have been dead, okay? So I would have been dead. My children would not have a mother, okay? It's the look of me that saved me at the end of the day, right? So I'm not going to say, okay, that how some things are meant to be. Some things are meant to be. You're supposed to be in a place where you don't move left nor right. Yeah, I was into Egyptology, the practices of it. I had a whole table. I told you I did Sacred Woman. I did the whole book from back to front. Okay, I followed it to the letter. Okay, but at one point something made me not be following Egypt for some reason. Right, I was still going to spiritual Baptist churches still because that's my route at the end of the day. I was still going there. But this time when I went to a spiritual Baptist, it was different. They was doing Ifa practices there. Singing to the Orishas. Okay? So like I said, nothing's coincidental. If it's not your calling, fine, let it pass. Okay? And you know what I'm gonna do? I might repost Philly Baruha's video that I did, okay? Because the African spirituality have a lot of misconceptions around it. There is a lot of scammers out there. Yes, there is. No doubt. If one comes into your inbox, you either tell him to go or you block him, okay? There is a lot of misconceptions around this whole thing. And I am not initiated one. But I tell you one thing, I studied it. Okay, I studied it from the Trinidadian perspective, the Nigerian a little bit perspective to understand it completely. And a Nigerian or some Spanish, some Latino people, when they see you and they see you in certain colors, they do actually respect you a lot more. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is what happens, right? Something is put into the community, it spreads like wildfire. Someone puts in a little bit of sauce on top of that fire, on a little bit of oil on top of that fire, and the misconception burns right the way through like a forest, getting burnt up. It goes far, right? Nobody says to these people, have you done your research? Nobody, right? Some people are busy slandering right now the tarot cards, turning into something else. Alistair Coley, Listen, there are many tarot cards out there. You don't necessarily have to pick up a tarot. Go and sit down. You don't have to necessarily pick up a certain type of cards. There are shaman oracle cards out there. I worked with a shaman oracle card. I was told by a convent online to work with these cards. These cards carried me through very far for a very long time until my younger daughter destroyed them, because at the time maybe they needed to go. Okay? So, like you said, some things are not by coincidence. Do not attack something you don't understand. Okay? If you don't understand it, fair enough. Leave it alone. If you understand it and you do the research, you read about Eshu. They say Eshu was a devil or some shit like that. Eshu is a little child. Sometimes he appears as a child. He loves children. Okay? He's a type of deity who loves children. Right? When you hurt a child, Eshu don't be happy with it. He will make sure that you know he's not happy. Okay? Okay? Ogun is also a healer. He's a warrior and a healer. Achosi works with herbs. He's a herbalist. Babaluaye is disease and pestilence. Right? You need to know, right? These deities came on earth for a reason. Just like how they talk about the Anunnaki and where. In Yoruba land, they have places dedicated, states dedicated to Oshun. Oshun has a whole state dedicated to her. Oshun Grove, Oshologbo. Okay? They go to the river. On Oshun's festival, they literally go to the river. They pray to the river. That's nature by itself. That is teaching you, showing you nature. Okay? So people who have these misconceptions or misideologies or whatever the heck is wrong with people, do you know what, right? You lot are busy waiting for the next Marcus Garvey to land. Do you know what? Marcus Garvey ain't coming back. There will never be another Malcolm X. This is supposed to be Kwanzaa. Okay? In Kwanzaa, you pour libation to your ancestors. That's the first thing you do every single morning, okay? You do that every morning. I used to pour Lambrino to them, personally, yeah? When it comes New Year's, I used to pour a whole bottle of Lambrino on my front and my back of my doors, yeah? Naturally. I didn't know about all that stuff, okay? That came later. This is all about knowing yourself. With the Orishas, you know yourself. You know who you are. Know what to eat. No, not what to eat. Sustain from sex. Okay? It's nothing to be played with, okay, at all. See, I've gone back to the practices again. So these people who have a misconception, these Christians who have a misconceptions of certain things, a misunderstanding. See, Nigeria, they have many priestesses, many. There's even one on Bigo. She is a staunch Oshun priestess, right? She's all telling people how to deal with their spirituality, everything, on Bigo, okay? I haven't seen American on there exactly doing that, but I saw one from Nigeria. She was doing it. So she calls herself Goddess of the Sea or something like that, yeah? There's another one on here, on YouTube. I think she gives you an outlook. She don't say, oh yeah, you must become this. She said, well, this is how I was brought up and I became this and whatever. She explains how she became a priestess. She doesn't say, okay, you have to be a priestess. Not everybody's a priestess. Sometimes people are just devotees. You're just a devotee of the thing, right? So Philly explained, right, but I am going to download it and re-upload it. Philly explained the thing in a nutshell, right? I wish I can play more, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back and play on a live where there's a few people in on this, because don't get it misconstrued at all. We all have a little bit of Oshun in us. We all do. Every woman on this planet. Because we know how to make a man like us. We know how to make a man stay. Not necessarily through voodoo, sitting over his food. No, we know how to do this. Okay? Every one of us have a little bit of Oshun in us, right? We don't have to go on IG and whine and shake up ourselves to prove nothing. That proves nothing. That just means that you want attention at the end of the day, right? And you need to find out yourself what is playing as well, because I don't do nothing. If I don't hear from certain YouTubers, I ain't playing with nothing. Those are my guides, okay? They guide me. But it don't mean to say that how I haven't got my own sense, that I don't understand when the Orishas themselves, they will talk to you. One time I was playing Shango on it. I must have had all my Orishas I was playing on my channel. Something happened to one of them. When I went to play Shango, Shango would not play. I think I got copyright as well. Because he wasn't meant to be on my channel. I was meant to have Oshun, I was meant to have Eshu, Yemaya. Those three is only three who are allowed on my channel. I cannot put no other people's on there or other ones on there. Okay? You have to ask the permission, or they have to allow you. If they don't allow you, you can't put certain things in certain places, because there is such things as, like, I feel basically there's digital worship, there's physical worship, and there's the other worship. But if you look up in the skies will tell you what's going on. The Orishas will tell you through the skies, through the wind. Oya, when she blows, and she blows hard, like a tornado, because she comes hard. She don't play. Okay? She's also an Orisha of the graveyard. Okay? She's the one who guards the graveyard. She's like Papa Legba. She's like Baron Sumdi. Baron Sumdi. She guards the graveyard. Okay? So don't get things twisted. If you do not understand something, research. Sometimes I like when my subscribers tell me stuff, I like it. Because I don't know everything on the planet. I know as much as I have read and I have learned apart in these how much years of my life of learning certain stuff. Right? So when Sherry and certain ones come and they say that how they see certain things, I don't disbelieve them. The thing is that how is when families treat them like they're odd. Oh, you're the black sheep. But these attacks on spirituality, African spiritualities, needs to stop. Because those same things that will turn on you, the whole generation of people. Okay? That's why Toussaint Overture, what did he do? He used his Haitian voodoo so he can deal with the British. He did not use Christianity, did he? Toussaint Overture, he went to his voodoo priestess, and he went into battle, and he won. Nanny, same way too. Nanny of the Maroons, she went back. She did her Obia, or whatever she got to do, and she went and dealt with the British. So it just shows you how strong our thing is. So it's whether for you lot, whether you want to take it up or not is your business. Because you know what, right? The earth might just get swallowed up. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen from today to tomorrow. You don't know. People transitioning on a day-to-day basis. Those same Orishas take them, guide them, keep them safe. Okay? You don't know. So, stop attacking what you don't understand. Go and do your research before you open your mouth. The tongue is a sword and it's a snake. Okay? It can be used in good and evil. Yes. Yeah, okay. It can be used as a two-edged sword. Okay? You watch what you say, because what don't fall to you can fall to your generations or fall to your family. Because what you call on yourself, you call on yourself. You start dealing with certain stuff that you don't understand, it will come back and it will hurt you. Okay? And you know what? I'm going to come off because I can feel my head getting very hot. I feel my head getting very hot. See, when I start talking about certain things and I get upset, I don't like to be upset when I'm on a live, you know. I don't like to be upset. I like to be smiling and happy. So, you know, do your research. That's what I'm saying to you. Lots of millennials have taken on these practices. Lots of them. They're looking for something that they can focus on, something positive. So it doesn't matter what practice you take on, whether it's hoodoo, Ifa, I can't remember the other one. Some black people get into Wiccan. If you get into Wiccan, it's no big thing. I am not going to shoot you down for that. That's your thing. Okay? So at the end of the day, right, my magic was used on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, Marie Laveau is a good example of that. She's the queen of voodoo. Okay? The queen. So, yeah, just check yourself, innit? Just check yourself. Anyway, with that said, I am going to come off. I'm not going to be on here for long. I just thought I just talk about this. I was going to play that video, but the other video, but I ain't going to irritate my life right now because I need to have a peaceful time. It's Kwanzaa. And I don't really set up the table. What I do, I cook all through the Kwanzaa time. That's what I do. Because like Glenn says, because the fruits of the harvest. So, thank you, Tin Foil, for coming through. Cherie, my Bigo friend. Miss Wise, definitely. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to put up what Cherie said as well. But I think Cherie is connected to Oshun anyway. Yeah, I think she is. But, you know, you get read, you get checked out, and the Baba will tell you straight who you are. Okay? So I'm not on here to preach. I'm just making a point right now to those who go and speak against something they don't understand. You have to understand something or overstand something, however which way you want to talk. Come in, talk all them overstand and understand. Come in, because I don't got time for that. Okay? So the next one hopefully I'll be doing is I have to redo my self Reiki again. Okay? That I'm going to do. I'm going to be well calm for that. These things, I'm like Philly, right? Because Philly's very passionate when she talks about certain things, right? I'm with Philly on one thing. If you don't understand something, right, you don't mess with it. You don't mess with it at all. Okay? But you don't, at the same time, you don't go and you say something against it. Because, you know, Orishas, though, like, you don't play with them, they will come after your ass. Orishas are known to do that. Right? No practitioner that have to do nothing against you. They will just come after you. Okay? So be mindful of what you say and what comes out your mouth. Okay? Because it might be a gun you have to deal with. Or Shango might illuminate all your stuff you've been hiding. You never know. You never know. Just be mindful, okay? Just be mindful of what you are doing and what you're saying. Because that same thing you talk against will come and switch back on you. Okay? You're supposed to be peaceful with this shit. This thing is not to be played with. Okay? And I'm not talking as a Olorisha or Enya. I'm just saying in general. So before I go into speech mode, I'm going to come off. See, I showed you a position of Exil Frida, how she takes possession of a person. She's very jealous. She's very jealous, good, that one. But then, like, they are tattoo it upon your body. Okay? She's jealous of women around certain men. You there I play with Frida, Exil Frida. Carry on. She don't play. She's another deity that don't play. And me personally won't play with her. You go and play with her. Go and play with her. And see what happens to you. Because you will have to end up going to a Haitian voodoo practitioner to go and remove all that shit from you. And they have to give sacrifices to that particular deity. And they have to pledge themselves to that deity for them to leave you alone. Okay? So with that said, I'm gonna come off because I can hear my daughter coming. So I'm gonna come off. Thank you, Miss Wise, for coming, Sherry and Coppertone for coming through. I hope you have a good day wherever you are. I'm gonna come off before I go into speech mode again. Okay? So I see you. Bye.